Hi there, I'm going to be showing you how I make my meat sauce today. I call it a bolognese, but it's probably not really a bolognese. I'm just going to call it a meat sauce for the sake of not offending anybody. So what I'm going to do is use some of this beef here. I don't measure, I don't have any measurements at all, but I will give you an idea of what I throw into my sauce here. So I'm going to use some ground beef. This is a 80-20 blend. This is 80-20 ground beef. I have some sweet Italian sausage, hot Italian sausage. As you can tell, these are still frozen, but I just cooked that up in a pan, no big deal. In the back here we have some of our seasonings and spices. I have pepper, secret Filipino ingredient, ketchup. In here I have some leftover tomato paste that I stuck in the freezer. You can see it's a little frozen in there. For the sake of convenience, I'm using pasta sauce. Originally when I started making this, I did use canned tomato, canned crushed tomato, and then also a can of diced tomatoes. But I'm just using the pasta sauce, again, just for convenience, and I had it in there, so I'm adding petite diced tomatoes. Again, no measurements. You can use however much sauce you want or how little sauce you want. Garlic powder. Brown sugar, because Filipino style we like it kind of sweet. We have salt here. This is oregano. This is ground oregano. Normally I would use the not the ground one, but just the regular oregano. But this is those. These are the cheap little spices you get at the grocery store, so I like those. Onion. I had a leftover half an onion, a bunch of garlic. I have 5 cloves here because I like garlic. And then just for a little kick, I'm trying to use up one of these little crushed red pepper flake things. And then I chopped up, this is just one portabello cap. So I'm adding mushrooms just to make it a little bit more hearty. And this will cook down a little bit, looks like a lot. So that is what I put into the sauce. And then I'll just kind of taste as I go and add as I need to. I'm starting off with half of the sweet Italian sausage, so that's half a pound, and then a third of the hot, so it's not too spicy, and I can just control it with the crushed red pepper flakes. And then I'm actually, instead of that ground beef that I showed you, I'm cheating, and I'm using some pre-cooked that I already have made. So I'm going to add that to here as soon as this is all cooked up. Okay, I didn't even throw any oil in there because the sausage has a bunch of oil, so that's the sausage cooking up right now. Okay, so you can see I added the ground beef to the sausage there. I added probably about a pound of already cooked ground beef, and to the middle, because I'm a lazy cook, I just pushed the beef to the side, the meat to the side, and then I added the garlic right in the middle. There's still some fat, a little bit of fat and stuff from the meats, so I'm just gonna cook that up a little, and then I'm going to add the roughly chopped onions as well as the portabello mushroom cap. So I'm going to let that go, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm not going to be concerned if the onion doesn't brown. I know when you brown the onions it gives a little bit of a deeper caramelized flavor, but this thing is going to be sitting on the stove for a little while, so as long as it's cooked through and it has a nice onion flavor, I'm okay with that. But feel free, if you're not as lazy as I am, to take the meat out and then brown up your garlic and onions. So I'm going to let this cook up a little, and then I'll be back in a little bit to show you. Okay, sorry, my husband just came home from being out of town, so if you hear them talking in the back, that's what that is. We've got the onions I threw in there. I'm going to salt them just a wee bit. Oops, let me grab the salt. Okay, just a wee bit of salt here. I usually salt as I go, just a little bit. Put that in there. So I'm going to wait until those turn translucent, and then I will add the mushrooms. Just a really easy thing. You just basically kind of do add everything in there a little bit at a time. Okay. And then you just kind of let it sit there until it's all yummy. Okay. Let me let that get going, and then I will add the mushrooms. Okie dokie, so the onions you can see are translucent, or maybe you can't tell now, but they're glistening. So I'm going to throw the mushrooms in there. I'm actually going to stir this all up now. And then throw the mushrooms in there, and then I'll go ahead and stick all the sauce and the spices. Okay? So let's do the mushrooms.
Sounds expensive.
It's actually not that much. Let's just say it's in a couple drinkers. Or like his tour Mexican guys. They're the ones in the triple.
What time's the movie?
They have one at 7 and one at 7:50.
I remember it actually slightly good.
Oh, really? Okay, it's time to vacuum, Colin. Go get the vacuum. You're not done. Okay, so you can see the mushrooms have cooked down a little bit. I'm just going to go ahead and start adding the sauce because this will continue to cook down. Oh, steam! Steam! Okay, so I am using, this is a 24-ounce can of pasta sauce. Again, you can use crushed tomatoes if you want, whatever you want. Petite diced tomatoes. This is, I think, 14.5 ounces. So I'm going to stick that in the sauce. In the sauce. Oof. See, it's a very meaty sauce, and because it's super meaty, I probably will not add the tomato paste. If you have a lot of sauce in there, like a lot of liquid, and it's too runny, I would stick the tomato sauce in there. Again, sorry, I don't have concrete measurements for this recipe, but this is what I do here. I just kind of go by eye. And then I'm going to add my secret Filipino ingredient. Hold on if I can get this open. Big squirt of ketchup. I would start with about half cup. That was a total eyeball, but I'm guessing that's probably about a half cup. My husband is playing with the dogs. Can you hear him in the background? Okay. And then I'll just go taste this. Babe, I'm filming, hon.
I told you.
Okay, and as if for 5 cloves of garlic wasn't enough, I'm going to add some garlic powder. Yeah, baby! Okay. And then we've got some ground oregano, which again I'm going to probably eyeball about, let's see. Start with a teaspoon. It's about a teaspoon. And then I will taste everything. Okay, I'm going to let this sit for a bit, cook down, so it all kind of blends together. And then I'll add my sugar to taste. I'm filming, honey. Okay, so you noticed that I added another teaspoon of oregano, so I believe that's up to 2 teaspoons of oregano. I also added some pepper. What else did I add? And did I add anything else? I think that may have been it. I don't recall. I'll put as close as possible the recipe that I put, that I'm using in this. Oh goodness, sorry, my son's vacuuming. My son's vacuuming, yay! Anyway, so that is the bolognese, or meat sauce, excuse me. Silence. I'm just going to simmer on low now with the cover on for... I'll simmer with the cover on probably for about an hour or so. Just let it go nice and low. I'll taste it again because the flavor does kind of shift as it continues to cook. So just taste it again and you can just add and adjust the way you like it. I like it kind of sweet because that's just what my palate is used to growing up with a sort of a sweeter spaghetti sauce. But if you don't like it sweet, you can omit the sugar completely, or you can add more. Okay, so that's basically my meat sauce recipe. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I will see you next time. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.